Paano nga ba gumagana mga gaming convention sa Pilipinas? Yes, itong video na to is indeed tungkol sa Conquest. I mean, kahapon lang natapos yung Conquest eh. And normally, right after an event, alam naman natin na the day that comes after, ang pag-uusapan ay yung mga event na yun. Whether it's good or bad, pag-uusapan yan. Pero more often than not, mas pinag-uusapan kapag may mga bad experience na nangyari. And may mga nangyari talagang alanganin during Conquest last weekend. Pero, I made this video with a real purpose just so you guys can learn what happens, when it comes to gaming conventions and para mas lumalim yung understanding nyo pagdating sa mga gaming conventions dito sa Pilipinas. Of course, kayo alam niyo na kung nangyari doon sa Conquest. Pero at least, this video will add more value sa kung naman yung mga nabalitaan nyo or narinig ninyo. So, to educate in general, help people understand, and maybe therefore, change your thoughts about Conquest. Kung ano man yun. So, ayun, gaming conventions, guys, requires a lot of organizing capacity pagdating sa events. And organizing is a really, really complicated endeavor. Pero yeah, we'll simplify things for easier understanding. First up would be yung logistics ng isang gaming convention. So, yung mga gaming conventions, alam niyo na yan, We got Conquest, we have ESGS, we have Pinoy Gaming Festival. Pero yun na nga, ang konti lang ng sample na nabibigay ko sa inyo. Kasi yun nga yung situation niya dito sa Pilipinas. Konti siya. I mean, if you compare it to the United States, even sa eksena ng Europe and even sa eksena ng China or even Japan, relatively mas konti yung gaming conventions talaga natin dito sa Pilipinas. Still a relatively new thing para sa atin. First up would be the logistics. And sa logistics ng isang gaming convention, malaking bahagi niyan, actually pinaka-importanting bahagi niyan ay yung preparation. So yung preparation, divided yan sa dalawang considerations, There are the long-term considerations and there are the short-term considerations. So for the long-term considerations, ito yung mga bagay-bagay na inihahanda mo with a period of about 6 months to 1 year. So yeah, 6 months to 1 year bago maganap yung day of the event mo, yung gaming convention mo. Kaya nga long term talagang pinaghahandaan mo na to, like 6 months ahead, 1 year ahead, ideally 1 year ahead. So first up would be securing the venue. Now, for securing the venue, bakit 6 months or 1 year ahead? Kasi on the highest level of organizing events, especially when it comes to events, mahirap makahanap ng venue sa Pilipinas. Mahirap makahanap ng venue sa Pilipinas. If you think about it, lahat ng events halos natatagpuan mo, whether sa mega trade halls, sa SMX nga, or minsan sa mga arena, ganyan-ganyan. This is a very unlike, dun sa mga natatagpuan mong events din sa ibang bansa where they do it, most of the open field. O kaya, mga may basketball pit sila, may mga basketball arena sila, mga ganyan, or mga studios. Honestly, dito sa Pilipinas, bilang na bilang lang yung events place that can handle a convention. There are many events place, make no mistake. Pero yung mga malakihan na talaga, na kayang-kaya yung mga tulad ng isang gaming convention, bilang na bilang lang. Sobra. Indeed, there is, in my opinion, there is a demand for this kind of businesses. And the thing here is that, yes, there are some events place na nabubuo naman. Pero more often than not, sobrang siya, either compressed dito sa Manila. That's one. Most event space, minsan hindi na considera yung iba pang mga bagay na kailangan whenever you have an event. Such as mga holding areas, mga extra rooms, logistics, and lalong-lalo na ang parking. Kaya naman napakaganda talaga sa SMX Convention Center. Kasi kompleto sa recados talaga sila ng meeting room, logistics space. May kitchen area nga sila eh. And ayun, parking, matik yon. And of course, isang malaking long-term consideration as well would be your marketing. Or let's just say, money, Where do you secure the funds? Where do you secure the capitalization or yung panggastos mo para simulan itong event na to? Take note that events are essentially projects that generates revenue. Yes, I know may mga events talaga na hindi nagja-generate ng revenue, whether in monetary form, pero they do create value. So even if they don't get money, they create value, whether in the form of brand building, whether in the form of exposure, pwedeng networking, pwedeng image positioning, mga bagay na hindi nga pera pero could be accounted for na nagbe-benefit pa rin yung organizer. And yes, we also have another long-term consideration and that would be of building the brand. Now, I did mention na yung long-term consideration ay binubuo ng 6 months to 1 year, especially when securing the venue and especially in getting the money for your gaming convention. Pero yung building the brand, yung mas mahaba mabuo. Isa sa mga pinakamalaking misconception ngayon ay ang pagbuo ng brand ay kayang gawin in the short term. Actually, mali yung misconception na yun, Mas madali lang magsimula ng brand. Pero yung pag-grow ng brand, the best brands out there, they took time to really flourish. Even the biggest brand right now, yung mga nakikilala nyo, whether it is a company or an individual, hindi sila nagsimula ng instant. Promise, di talaga sila nagsimula ng instant. Some of them started way back pa is 2010. Some of your most favorite vloggers or influencers and some of your most favorite entities nagsimula years and years ago pa. So yeah, when you are building the brand that is behind a certain gaming convention or even the brand of that gaming convention, it really takes time. I do remember the Esports and Gaming Summit, ang pinakaunang Esports and Gaming Summit or ESGS, starting nung 2016. And you cannot deny na yun, 2016 hanggang sa kung ano yung ESGS ngayon, talagang naglaan ng panahon at mga taon para mabuo yung brand ng ESGS. And same goes for Conquest. Ang unang Conquest Festival, naganap noong 2017. So nakikita nyo kung paano ito pinag-isipan, plinano, at in-envision ng mga tao behind it. So that is the long-term preparation. Now we go with the short-term preparation. For the short-term preparation, yun yung mga elements na parang kinokolekta mo, hinahanda mo, para mabuo yung mismong event mo. They're not the fundamental requirements, such as the venue, like yung brand o yung pera, but rather, they are the spices, no? Siya yung talagang nagpapanamnam nung event mo. Pero itong mga short-term preparation, pwedeng magbago-bago to. Pwede itong sumabay kung ano ang uso o kung ano yung nakakakuha ng attention ng mga tao. So yeah, first up would be your invitations. So, yung invitations would be programs, ganyan, no? Essentially, kapag music concert yung event mo, ayun, sinong mga banda? Anong mga banda yung bubuuin mo? Kung esports tournament, ano yung liga mo at sinong mga teams ang kalahok? Or as for Conquest, which, you know, is considered to be a pop culture festival and something like that. Pero essentially, yung pinaka all events, kahit gaano man ka-holistic or gaano man kalaki siya binubuo, there's always one kicker branding for it. Dapat meron talaga siyang essentially anong meron doon. And for me, Conquest is essentially a massive meet and greet event. And para sa akin, yung pinakamalaking selling point ng Conquest would be the meet and greet. Kaya naman, short-term preparation would be the invitations and all the headliners and all the names that you would want to invite in to be part of the program and even with the promotions as well nung event. Then, of course, for the short-term preparation, kailangan mo ng iyong fabrications at iyong logistics. So, yeah, yung mga hard materials na yung mga kailangan buhatin. There you go. The stage, you have your sound system, you have your booths, you have your technical people, you have your technical requirements, bit on creating that stage, the lights, everything, lahat na nagpapaganda doon, and even the broadcast requirements. Kung iba-broadcast mo siya sa internet. And finally, isa sa mga requirements mo na nga would be of the ticketing. Paano mapupunta yung mga taong doon? Paano kung free event? Free event, walang problema. Just wanna say na doon sa last part, ticketing. I think doon posibleng nanggaling yung problema sa ticketing. Ito actually yung popular opinion para sa marami. Finally, para sa paggawa ng isang event, that will be of the execution day na. Meaning, yung day of the event na. Dito mo makikita, no? Dito mo makikita ang resulta ng lahat ng inyong pinaghandaan, pinaghirapan in terms of the preparation. Actually, ang execution day o yung day ng event is just 5% or maybe even less ng inyong event. That is supposed to be the easiest part. Kasi yun na yung last part, yun na yung ending part. Yeah, I know, may mga post-event report pa rin, everything, liquidations, payments to be made, egress. Pero yun, essentially talaga, that is the last part. Yun na yun, pag nairaos mo na yung event, tapos na. Pero may dalawa lang na pwedeng mangyari dyan, no? On that day of the event. Lalo na kung ikaw yung lead organizer. Either you spend that whole day, which is the usual case, troubleshooting, meaning ang daming problemang nabubuo, and you will find ways, no, to solve them one by one, every second. Or ideally, ang pinapangarap lang lahat, it is a day of relaxing. Enjoy mo na lang yung event mo, no? Tutuwa ka na lang, papanoorin mo na lang. That highly depends on your preparation. Now, to give some credit to all event organizers, bihirang-bihirang mangyari yung day of relaxing. Because every event, like we said, is always a learning process. Kahit yung iba mga nagpapa-event ng dekada na. So, now we get into Conquest.